Hi there. Today's video is about testing the activated graphite and homemade sugar carbon in sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. I've painted one side of the paper towel this time. The other side hasn't got much bleed through actually. So this total area has 4 grams of carbon on it. And the small little piece we're going to use in the cell on one side of the plate is 0.53 grams, and for the other side carbon we're going to go with the manganese dioxide out of a brand new cell, a bought battery, and that's 1.3 grams of carbon. So I won't need a separator because that one's definitely not painted double and it's not bleeding through. This one is, but it does have the membrane coated over it, so I don't think they'll short out. And going with the same size graphite and copper pad cell. So I've got to go wash these out and soak them in water for a while. That cleans out the brake fluid. Alright, I'll get back. Okay, ready to assemble the cell. I've got the 2 carbon paper towels soaked in water for a while. The cell with the marking will be the homemade carbon. Painted on one side. Unfortunately, I don't know what side it is now. It's all sort of the same colour. Oh, I got the wrong one. Right, that's the manganese one because that's heavy. Alright, I didn't think that was going to change colour so well. I'll just take a guess, it'll be that side perhaps. Okay, manganese dioxide layer. The other electrode. Let's position that a bit better actually. Get it about half. Okay, rubber band around it. Right, we'll use the existing electrolyte from the previous test, it shouldn't really matter. So this one was the homemade carbon side. I'd say that's going to be the negative. Okay, positive side. Okay, we're on the 20 range. Don't look good. 0.1 volt. But it's only water in there at the moment. Like I don't think the paper towel would suck up that electrolyte that quickly. I'll just top up the electrolyte because it's a bit low. Okay, for a short circuit, I don't think there'll be like nothing impressive. I'll put it on the 200 milliamp range. Voltage is still low. Okay, here we go, shorting. We're not even on the 200 range, 20 range. Yep. Nope, it's got 0 power. So I'll let that soak in there for, it's time now, 2:26, 2:36 I'll try to get back. So I'll let that soak for a while, we'll take note, it's 0.1 volt, oh, just went to 2, almost, electrolyte's getting in there. I could have the homemade one back to front because it changed colour on the other side. Didn't think it would do that. bugger. Alright, I'll get back in 10 minutes. Okay, it's been in there for 10 minutes. I've been playing around with the short circuiting of it for a while. We've got it to, must have a loose wire, because or a dirty corroded wire. I can't find it though. Anyway, the short circuit gets lost, drops out. Right, try that wire. Okay, shorting. It really must have a dirty wire. It should still hold. Like the voltage isn't dropping. That's how I know it's not doing a short. Check the leads. Alright, try again. Alright, that was 4 milliamps. I'll try a charge. Alright, connecting to charge in 2 minutes. Charge is set just at 5. I don't know, even the charger lead seems to be not clamping down anymore. Yeah, leads are all self-destructing. Alright, here we go. Charging now. Alright, we're above the 200 milliamp range, so I'll just swap that over. Alright, we're 500 milliamps apparently going into there. And we'll give it 10 seconds or something for the first charge. That should tell us if it's holding any voltage or anything. Okay, that should be long enough. Disconnecting. Our voltage is sort of up. Are we going to stabilize? No, I'll try a short circuit. 300 milliamps. It's on the 10 amp range. 230. That's a short. Well, that actually might be a bit better than the previous carbon not being activated with sulfuric acid and why do I keep forgetting that one? Phosphoric acid. Yeah, that's a hard one to remember. Alright, so we've dropped down to 1.6 volts after that little short. And we'll connect the load, see if it's got any power to drive that little motor. It's right over there to the right. So what it does, the voltage is up still, 1.2, doing 50 milliamps. It's on the 10. That was about a 10-second charge. It's looking actually alright. So sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid seem to do stuff. While we wait for that, the feather carbon, or whatever that carbon is, was 9 grams worth, and I've painted a whole sheet. It was a bit hard to paint. A bit blotchy. I've only done one side. It's pale on that side, but as we've known from the other cell, once you wash this stuff it turns the same colour. So it's probably easier to paint both sides and then you know which side you're not going to mess it up on. And we're dropping down to 20 milliamps. There's only a short charge, we'll increase that. Even this clip, I had to put a drill bit there because the jaws aren't closing anymore. Another lot of alligators gone. Alright, so we're at 10 milliamps on that. I'll give it a charge on the data logger and I'll get back. I'll say 10-15 minute charge. Okay, it's been 14 minutes thereabouts on a charge. And we're ready for a discharge. We're at 50 milliamps, it's dropping really quickly. So I could have the paper towel backwards. I'll repeat it again tomorrow with a fresh piece. This time I'll take note of what side I put the piece in the jar of water. So discharging. So under the other cells anyway already. And it's probably not looking very impressive anyway. I found the loose wire. There's that one running to the 2 multimeter leads. In fact, it was barely touching. I wonder if we're getting any voltage or any reading at all. Alright, so this don't look good. Like I said, the paper towel could be backwards on this cell. Yeah, I'll call it quits on that. I'll redo the cell actually, bugger it. Alright, stopping this. Okay, I'll get back later. I noticed 2 things wrong with the cell. I'm pretty sure it was back to front, and there was too much overlap of the membranes hanging out, and the rubber bands probably crumpled them, so I trimmed them up just to fit inside the cell itself. No point having flappy bits hanging around. And another thing of note, look, we're at 0.6 volts. And you wouldn't even believe, like, there's one of the leads, just sitting on a wet paper towel of the electrolyte. The other one's on that cell, bit of copper, which is just touching that wet paper towel. Wonder what sort of short circuit we get. I'll put it on the milliamp range. And shorting out no cell. Oh no, we don't get no milliamps. Bugger all. Yeah. Ah, we lost our connection. I'll put that back. Alright, now I'll try the short. Oh, I've got it on the 20 milliamp range. 0.03 milliamps on paper towel running across the table. Alright, back to the real cell. I'll connect this side to the thing. Alright, we're at 1.38 volts. Hopefully this one dries and the white side shows up. I think that is the white side. If that's the white side, it was back to front. The white side was on the carbon plate. So that was a perfect pick of sides. So for a short circuit now, after swapping out the thing, paper towel, oh, over the 20 milliamp range. Alright, we're 130 milliamps on a short circuit after pulling out the cell and swapping it. Runs the load at 47 milliamps. Oh, what's going on? Oh, shorting out here. Somehow I got all my leads all messed up and haven't recovered. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'll give it a legitimate charge now, 10 minutes worth or 13, and I'll get back and we'll see what it's got. Right, we'll do another short just before I leave, since I like short circuiting. 90 milliamps. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, decided to go with a 3-minute charge. It was pulling something like 900 milliamps, so it's only, what was it, 0.5 of a gram of carbon on one side, so we can't really store too much in there. We are holding our voltage, and same load, 50 milliamps, second test with the correct side facing the manganese dioxide layer. Okay. Oh. Oh, the data logger fan's just going off its face. Hear it? I have no idea why it's doing that. I actually thought it was that running. Alright, so that was a 3-minute charge. Wonder if... There we go. Oh, I had a bit of stuff underneath it. It was vibrating. So it's... The fan's out of round, I'd take it, if it's... Yeah, anyway, it's fixed. Alright, so looks like this is going to work okay now. Pays to have the carbon facing the correct way, I guess. So this is the activated carbon, homemade sugar carbon mixed with 3 grams of graphite in sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. And a 3-minute charge, 50 milliamp discharge. Okay, I'll get back. Alright, for our discharge, we were 12 minutes, 17 seconds. We got 11 milliwatt hours and 10 milliamp hours out of a 3-minute charge. Not too bad. I'm going to creep up the charge to 5 minutes and I'll get back. Okay, overcharging the cell somewhat drops it in voltage. It was charged up for 13 minutes, just under, and started breaking down at just after, say, nearly 2 minutes. So we'll see what it's got. I'll do a discharge. So it's not looking as good as it was. So definitely overcharging the poor little thing. Or something else happened to it. I say overcharge, the plates are pretty close together and the sheets are thin. Alright, so this test ain't probably valid. I got some things to do, but I might be able to get back and try the ferrous or magnetic type carbon in the cell. Alright, so the first test was quite impressive, so as long as you don't overcharge them, it's probably okay. Alright, this one's over, it's not going to get any much further. So I'll just stop this. Alright, I've got to go do some work and I'll be back. Okay, this time I have the magnetic feather carbon and manganese dioxide on the cell. 1.27 volts for a short circuit. I haven't charged it. It's from whatever was left over in the manganese from the last cell, which was a couple of seconds ago. Alright, short circuiting, 10 amp range. We're at 220, 170 now, 160, and just a quick check on the load on the little motor. Not too bad, and we'll give it a couple of seconds charge. I got the charger on, yep. Connecting now, we're doing 600 milliamps, 3.7 volts. Okay, that's about 20 seconds. And we'll drive the load. We're at 2.1 volts. 100 milliamps. Wow. The magnetic carbon's quite nice. Look. 90 to 100, I just dropped the lead. Oh. Hey. I was going to dismiss this carbon because it's not even on the sheet properly. So you can see white bits. I sort of gathered the most dense part. 70 milliamps. Holding a 60 milliamp for a while. Feathers. Must be feather carbon. I don't think it can be the iron because I don't normally get that much iron, and it grows on the side of the container normally, and I've put heaps of carbon in that container, and most of the carbons come out aren't attracted to a magnet. I'm going to repeat the experiment again, but I don't have anything else except for that steel tin. I might try, I still have some refractory cement. I might just put sand in the refractory cement instead of the insulation perlite, because I reckon it wasn't in the last carbon. This carbon wasn't really that hot inside those containers. So this seems to be running quite well for a 20-second charge. And for a voltage recovery, we're still at 30 milliamps. I'll let that drop down to 20. Maybe not. Alright, cancel it. Oh, short circuit. 140 still, 30. It's on the 10 milliamp range. Alright, so I'll give it a manual charge for 5 minutes. So the time is... I'll wait to 4 o'clock, it's only 2 minutes. Alright, I'll be back after a 5-minute charge and I'll put it on the data logger. Okay, 5 minutes. We didn't quite get to 4 volts there. The analog charge is on just under, it could be 5 volts, could be 4.5. It's doing 430 milliamps. It's going up and down. Okay, data logger's ready. I'm disconnecting the charge. So it's about 5 minutes, hang on, time 6 minutes. Okay, we're ready for a discharge. We're at 2.3, but dropping fast. Okay, alright. That's an improvement. We're still holding above 2. Normally we would drop off by now. Clear winner. Chicken feathers by the looks of it. Even if it's sort of magnetic. Weird. I think it had something to do with maybe the sulfuric acid and the phosphoric acid fumes seeping out of the 2 molds, activating the chip feathers or whatever feathers. I don't know if they were. They're pillows. A pillow feather. Probably emu or ostrich. They were brown looking, sort of small. That big feathers. I was expecting to see actual feathers still intact. I'll let this run and we'll see if we can beat 11 milliwatt hours. Well, that did look impressive, but it's only 9 milliwatt hours and 8 minutes on a 5-minute charge. Bounce back to 1.2 volts though, and we'll see what actually left in there. Yeah, it's dropping rapidly. I'll give it another 5-minute charge and see if the results are the same or worse. Okay, I'll get back. Okay, second charge on the feather carbon. This time I changed the voltage down to just about 3. Come on, focus. And we've been charging for 14 minutes. I've only just monitoring the voltage, that was all. So I'll stop the monitoring, disconnect the charge. Okay, charge is disconnected and we're ready for a discharge. 50 milliamp load again. Hopefully we get more than 9 milliwatt hours. But there's not that much carbon on the cell actually. Tomorrow I might see if the layers stack. I'll do 2-layer stack, both sides, manganese, 2 layers, and both lots of carbons. Stack, I don't know how the ones painted on one side's gonna stack well though. We'll find out. Alright, I'll let this do its load test and I'll get back. Okay, it's consistent, 8 milliwatt hours this time. So it's somewhat down, but the carbon amount is quite less. As you can see, you can sort of see through it. Alright, that will wrap up this one's experiment. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. That's an unknown carbon still. It could be metallic or some sort of ionish type carbon. I'll try to make some more sometime and see if we get the same results. Alright, thanks for watching. Okay, checking the weight of the feather carbon. It's just painted on one side. 0.55 grams, so it's almost the same as this one. This one is wet, so it's 0.8. So they're about the same weight actually. Alright, so we got 0.55 grams of feather carbon. Hi there, it's the next day. I just gave it a 10-minute charge on... I turned the charger off, sorry. It's about 4 volts and it's holding its 2.1 volts, and I noticed we're on the 10 milliamp range. 360, it was 400 on my first short circuit. So it seems to be improving. Maybe the electrolyte's all the way through the carbon now, perhaps overnight. And for a quick little run of the motor, doing 70 milliamps. Voltage is dropping pretty quickly though with that load. But very fine amount of material on this cell. Later today I'm going to try a stack of these. This one's the feather carbon, and I might check the resistance because we haven't done that on that one. I don't think it will be that great. We're in the mega ohms, 0.477 mega ohms. Could be the binder's too thick. I had to add a little bit extra binder because that carbon was heavy. Alright, so that's an update for today, the day after. Okay, thanks for watching.